Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're all having a good one. What's good, everybody? Hey, what up, Chris? Over on Twitch. Hope you're having a good one, man. Welcome back. Chat window set up. All right. Okay. So let's look for throwing. Damn it. Long time no see. What's going on, man? We're looking for belts. Okay. Preferably prefer a spider silk belt. Honestly, let's mess with this. Oh, I have 0 forging potential. There's no point trying to mess with this. No point. Okay, we found a new pair of gloves. And I was able to craft this brand new ring. Okay, so we're going to take that off, put that on. You see Jericho's Q&A? I did not, man. What happened? Give me all the deets, my friend. Oh, I did get health on this one. Oh, okay. I got stun avoidance, cold resistance. I mean, honestly, this is set up pretty well. I mean, only if I want to prioritize. He was on a mountain live streaming on his phone. Sounds like fun. So this is probably a high roll T6 and this is a low roll T7. Yeah. Because they give the -5. I don't know if I need that yet. I'll take the -3. How important is throwing speed gonna be? And am I gonna need... No, I'm not gonna need that physical resistance, but I did lose health. But this should be a hefty amount of... I mean, this is a high T6. Yeah, that's a max T7. And then a lower tier 5. Okay, so I technically don't need this critical strike avoidance, so we can just go kill this boss anyway. So how did the Q&A go? Do you know what mountain he was on? This is 500 corruption? No, we're not ready for 500 corruption. This one I think is at a flat 300 or 299. Yeah, 299. Yeah, let's try a boss. No, you don't know what mountain he was on.
This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way. Shatter. Behold the rage of winter. Shatter. This is a mercy. Ha! Do not stand in my way. Shatter. This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way.
This guy's kind of annoying to fight with a hammer build because he gets up into these corners and then his pillars soak up your hammers.
This is a mercy.
So right now I'm doing no damage.
Stand in my way. Rise, my fallen champions. Aid me. Shatter. Ha! This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. Ha! Shatter.
Now I'm out in the open like this.
Come, sons of Arthur, aid me. This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter.
Having fought this guy multiple times on different hammer builds, I think this actually went quite well. Now, if only we can get this armor blessing, I could just go to a different... No, the arm... We're going to need the armor. The block chances is tantalizing, but no. Yeah, okay, and let's just keep farming this. Hey, what up, Air Dragon? Oh. Embrace the void, man. Dude, we're hitting pretty good, man. We're doing pretty decent damage. It's just a very satisfying build too. It looks very, very cool. Just seeing all the hammers just swirling with all this void energy, you know? And the leech is super strong. The leech is very strong. Like, you know, I think... Oh, I don't need the lightning or fire resistance. Okay. But I do need the throwing damage. I need the throwing damage and chance to shred armor on hits. So... it probably wouldn't be this amulet, but if I could take another amulet and slam it with like a bleeding heart, try and get throwing damage and armor shred chance, I think that could be very good. That would give us even more leech. Or try and take another, just another amulet. Like, a jade amulet would probably be fine. Well, let's see what kind of throwing damage we got. Can we get chance to shred armor? So something like this would probably be fine. Chance to ignite. That's not a half bad one. Honestly, though, I think chance to shred armor and health would be more important than ignite chance. Because we're not... If we're going to, like... We only have a couple increases to damage over time, right? Namely, our wand and our amulet. So something like this would be fine. We could probably play with that. That's a T7. We definitely... The spell critical strike chance is a shred resistance. Look at this atrophy, man. We were able to get a 36% increase throwing attack speed. We're able to get a max T7 throwing attack speed onto a trophy. And we're getting some mana regen. Check this out. I found a 3 LP Siphon of Anguish in my storage. I didn't realize I had a 3 LP. So I was able to throw an attack speed, health, throw an attack damage. Perfect. I don't need anything else on there. I needed these stats. Right? So we can't leech. Obviously, I prefer if the leech was higher, but we can't leech. The melee damage leached his health. We can't use it. But the void damage leached his health. Very nice. The leech rate increase. Very nice. Movement speed. Yes. Chance to apply Doom. Oh, that's kind of like a melee thing, right? Well, yes and no. So Doom deals massive void damage over time. Wait, we're a void damage over time build. It increases the melee damage that the enemy takes, but it deals massive void damage over time. And then you just get the... If you hit them with melee attacks, you deal increased melee damage. Now, the thing about Doom is it doesn't tell you what kind of, like how much void damage over time. It just says massive. And that I could stack up to 4 times. That's good enough for me. So... Okay. I do need the cold resistance and poison resistance that we're getting out of the spider silk belt. But this could be a good replacement. It's already got throwing damage on there. I bet LE Tools will tell you. Okay. Appreciate the likes over on YouTube, guys. Okay, so... Doom Last Epoch. So let's go over to LE Tools. Oh, okay. No, you're right. It tells it has a base damage of 400. 400 void damage. And it stacks up to 4 times. Okay, so we have 162% increase damage over time and 58% damage over time. That a trophy just gives us pin for all damage over time against all resistances. We're getting a 97% increase to void damage. This won't count, but we are getting the throwing damage. The throwing damage helps. Yeah, you're right. Last Epoch tools had the exact number, 400. Bro, I think like Ignite is one. Well, yeah, Ignite. I think Ignite does base does like 50 damage. So with our damage over time increases, it's 141. But Ignite has no cap. Yeah, Ignite has no cap. So we're doing 141 Ignite damage. Bleed. We don't have a bleed chance, but bleed would do 170. Yeah, I was thinking about a build for Paladin. Call it Smite and Ignite. Yeah, that's I mean 400. That's another just great source of damage over time, you know? And so our main DoT is our main source of DoT is what am I trying to say? Is disintegrating aura. Or no, is it? Yeah, it's disintegrating aura, which scales with I don't know. It doesn't say how many stacks it has, and actually when I mouse over an enemy, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say when I mouse over an enemy. Like if they have any stacks of, like, what is the okay, that's gone. Oh, actually we could probably look it up. I do fear that maybe we we've removed too many sources of throw damage. Okay, let me see if I can't go to LE Tools and look up disintegrating aura and see what it does exactly. I've just used in-game. Oh, shred. Oh, okay. I do have the blessing. Hey, yo, come chase me. I do have the blessing that allows me to shred void resistance. Okay, this is not too bad. I mean, we get strength. We get 1.7 seconds of frenzy after we use a traversal skill. I like that. Okay. So let me make sure. Disintegrating aura. Let me see if I can't look up disintegrating aura in last Epoch tools. Okay, let me see if I can't look it up in the ailments section. So there's Doom. Maybe because it doesn't show up as an actual ailment, because they have Doom. Okay, let me go to the build planner. Let me go over to Void Knight. Let me go over to skills. It just says gain a disintegrating aura causing nearby your hammer's gain causing nearby enemies to take void damage over time. So they don't have to actually be hit by the hammers. Disintegrating aura. It doesn't actually... Because it tells me that it scales with void damage, damage over time, and throwing attack damage, but not with other nodes on this tree. And it doesn't sound like they have to actually hit anything. It's just the enemies have to be nearby. Yeah, but it doesn't give like a flat base number. Now I'm reading a blog post, the forums here from 2022, where it said 30 void damage per second as the base. Well, we don't know what our base number is, and that's kind of frustrating. Okay, so we gained 36% increased attack speed, but we're missing out on the flat 18 throwing damage. So we've reduced our throwing damage even more from the original build. I mean, this isn't too bad. Vitality, increase health. Where's that at? That's a T. That's a very high T6. Sure. Vitality, Apocalypse play. I'm gonna leave that one behind. So, Air Dragon. Did you see the blog post about the changes or the new stuff coming in Cycle 2? Some very exciting stuff. Yeah, if you get a chance, man. I mean, I could pull it up. There was a couple things that I saw that I was really excited about. They didn't like go into all the like what changes like this node's gonna change, that's gonna get nerfed. They were just mostly talking about new stuff coming to the game. And I was really excited about that. Let me see if I can't pull up that article, that blog post. on, Discord. Why do you always do this? Thank you. Oh, last Epoch's going to be 20% off. Oh, that's a cool little thing. They're all playing like volleyball at the beach. I like that. Okay, let's pull up this Twitter article. Which, I mean, I call it Twitter article. Boss, you know, the boss defenses are getting changed, the Nemesis system, but the thing that I was really excited about was this. Okay, so this isn't all of the uniques coming, but this is like 4 of them, and there's a really dark, like really huge emphasis on like void. Like not everything's going to be doing void damage, but everything kind of has this void feel to it, you know, like Event Horizon. It's got like these little tendrils coming out the top of it. I don't know if they actually move, but in this picture, that's what it kind of looks like. The Wall of Nothing, you kind of see like this purple trim, almost looks like, you know, vapor trails kind of going through it. I think that looks very nice. But here is the main thing that I got really excited about. Aberoth's Command. It's a obsidian scepter. So that's usually a huge amount of melee and spell damage. I mean, for a single attack weapon, but it changes Void Cleave. Now, you guys know I love Void Cleave. I'm like a Void Cleave simp. Oh wait, we can't say that word. Void Cleave is now an instant and is no longer a movement skill. So it can't be a movement skill. Kind of sucks. That's the main thing I like to use it, but it casts instantly. You know, Void Cleave generally has like a little bit of a wind up dash to it. Like even if you're not using it as a traversal skill, kind of has a little bit of a wind up. Void Cleave no longer has a weapon requirement, which is very good because generally it requires a two-handed sword or two-handed axe. Can't use a two-handed mace, can't use a spear. It had to be an axe or a sword two-handed. It's now removed, otherwise this unique would be useless because this is a one-handed scepter. Ravaging auras created by Void Cleave last an additional 8 seconds and have 40% void penetration. Your damage over time is increased by 268%. Obviously, this is a range. I doubt it's going to be like that number. And we don't know what the range is, but 268%, yes, please. Especially considering this is a unique. If you find like a 2-3 LP, slam it with a scepter, brah. 25% increase area for area skills. Yeah. 13% void penetration. So this build that I'm playing right now, you can actually use this unique and actually even incorporate Void Cleave into the build. They're also talking about like ways that you can pump up the corruption with new items that they're bringing into the game faster. They're talking about the Forgotten Knights faction, which seems like it's a Monolith faction. I think that's cool. They're talking about the Harbingers, the new boss, the Egg of the Forgotten, Void Cleave DoT hammers. Yeah, Air Dragon. Because normally I would never consider to use Void Cleave. So like right now I'd have to give up either Devouring Aura or Abyssal Echoes for the current iteration of the build. Or I guess I could give up Smite. I could give up Smite. Because right now Smite is supplemental damage. But there's a node with Void Cleave. You go over here, you can have it shred. Void Cleave hits shred enemy void resistance. Warp Decay. Enemies Void Cleave hits inflict enemies with Time Rot. Alright. When you use Void Cleave, you gain Ravaging Aura for a short duration, scaling with the amount of enemies hit up to 10. Ravaging Aura. Let's see if we can see. Ravaging Aura deals spell void damage over time in an area around you, but you lose 5% of your current health per second. Added spell damage is applied at 350% effectiveness. So it scales with spell, void, and damage over time, but spell as a flat damage is added at 350%. Ravaging Aura deals additional spell void damage in an area and has increased area of effect. Gain flat spell void damage. I don't know if that's 10 per point, but I mean, that could be 50. And Time Rot is a DoT as well. You are correct. Ravaging Aura leeches a portion of the damage it deals as health. So hammers, even though, yeah, technically they have range, they're still kind of a 55 base damage that can stack up to 12. Yeah, Time Rot's amazing. Time Rot's amazing. And with something like a trophy, you can increase the duration of Time Rot. And then in the skill tree over here for Void Knight, not only does it have a further 30% duration from the skill tree, but there's a 100% chance that Time Rot will spread. So you're just spreading the Time Rot. And I took 1 point in Future Strike. It's an ailment that deals 60 void damage all at once, but the damage counts as damage over time. So I just took 1 point in this. I'm not gonna like make my entire build based around Future Strike, but I mean, 60% increased duration of stuns. Can we get a stun chance with hammers? I feel like hammers kind of have a higher chance to stun, because I feel like you could. Right now I need the mana cost reductions. 5% per stack. Let's see. Do I have just a stun? Oh yeah, okay. My stun chance is 0. So I have 0% chance to stun. Okay. Well, hold up. Let's take a look at this. So I actually do need the lightning resistance, but you can gain a stun chance from ending the storm. So instead of taking the lightning resistance, you take the stun chance from ending the storm. The main problem is I actually kind of need the lightning resistance. I know it might seem ridiculous. I'm going, I need the lightning resistance, and I'm 142% at cap, but if I ever wanted to swap out this amulet, there would go 26%. Okay, now remove an additional 70%. That's 96% of my lightning resistance that would be in the trash. Oh, you can't stack Singularity. Okay, that's... I didn't try, but...
stand down or die.
It looks very visually appealing. I think this is kind of a unique build. Now, when I Googled Disintegrating Aura, a bunch of builds, well, I don't know about a bunch, but a few build guides popped up. I don't know if they're anything like mine. I didn't reference them. But I know that the concept has been tried before. I just don't know how popular it is. They all looked a bit older, though, like early 2023, late 2022. So it could have just been, hey, this is the new hotness. Come check it out. Belt, Harbinger of Stars. Raye's Light with LP. Cool. Thank you. Oh, oops. Okay. Yeah, I think Void Knight's going to get a big come up in Cycle 2. Yeah, that's true. What's weird is I had already decided like months ago that, oh yeah, I'll cycle start with Void Knight, and then just so happens to be, wow, it seems like Void Knight's going to be like the new hotness. Kind of like how Paladin, at least for the Sentinels, literally took over Sentinel everything this cycle. Makes me wonder what Void Knight's gonna do. I hate it when I smack my keyboard with a mouse. No. Don't want that. I kind of don't know what I'll try and play. Well, Air Dragon, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you kind of like a one build kind of guy per season / cycle, and you kind of go with what you're familiar with.
Stand down or die.
I mean, do you want to give Disintegrate another try? I mean, Air Dragon, if you ever would want to play Sentinel, you already know I got a bunch of builds. Hey, what up, Tilron? How's it going? It's going well. So, Tilron, Air Dragon is here. Okay. I guess I can tell you guys. Air Dragon, you might already know because you're in the Discord. Tilron, I don't know if you are, but it's not generating that special feeling. I got you. So Tilron, we got monetized on YouTube, my friend. We hit 500 subscribers and we were approved for the YouTube Partner Program. So at 1,000 subscribers, we get ad revenue, but right now we get the super chats, super thanks, super stickers, and people can become members on YouTube if they want. Members are like subscribers on Twitch. So, yeah. What's funny is I got so on Friday we hit 500 subscribers. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then I started the application progress. And they're like, okay, everything checks out. We'll let you know in about a month. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. They probably get a ton of people. By Monday morning, I already had the answer that I'd been accepted. Probably because I got like 5,000 hours. No, not 5,000. I have 9,000 hours of 9,000 watch hours on YouTube. The requirement's 3,000, so I had 3 times the requirement. I didn't have subscribers. You know how many people get the subscribers but they don't have the watch hours? I'm like the inverse. Same thing happened to me on Twitch, man. I had the average viewership before I had the followers for monetization on Twitch. I think it's kind of funny. So yeah, big shout out to anybody who's been by the stream, who's watched, who's chatted, contributed, lurked. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for 500 subscribers. Yeah. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, we can fight Centaur Mooseman again. We're trying to get that armor increase. We're trying to get that 50 plus. So now I have to go over to the channel and start spending money. I mean, Tilron, you can if you want to. I'm not going to stop you, but you've been more than generous. Thank you. And you too, Air Dragon. You've been very generous here on the channel. I appreciate you guys a lot. I wanted to make sure, you know, the core audience People are here like just about every day. Heard it straight from me.
This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. Behold the rage of winter. Shatter. This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. Shatter. This is a mercy. Rise, my fallen champions. Aid me. Do not stand in my way.
We're doing something a little bit different than Hammered In. The concept is the same. Like obviously we have hammers, but we're playing on our Void Knight. We're playing Void Knight, and we have our hammers set up to do damage over time. This boss is actually like, I feel like we're doing pretty good damage against this boss. This boss can be really frustrating on a hammer build because his ice pillars that he summons actually block your hammers and they cause them to despawn.
Shatter. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter what I must to protect my people.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it's cool. Like you gotta hit him with a few hammers, but then he just starts taking all this damage over time, you know? It's kind of like poisoning him. We're not relying so much on like each hammer hit being as much damage as we can possibly get. We're relying on the hammers hitting him. He gets poison, so to speak. We're not doing poison damage, but I'm trying to speak in terms that make sense. And then they just start taking all this damage. Like that guy got smoked. There's still some frustrating things with the build, like just because hammers in general, I always found hammers had a harder time. Yeah. So this purple stuff raining from the sky, that's smite, just like our smite Hammered In. But it's we've converted it over to void damage, so it looks pretty cool actually. And so we're not hitting for big huge amounts of numbers, but the numbers tick by fast. One thing we got to watch out for though are dots. So ironically, even though we're doing damage over time, the thing that's going to hurt us the most is damage over time. Is their damage over time. He wants his purple rain back? Yeah.
Stand down or die.
Oh, shred armor on melee hit? Oh. No. So, yeah, so we got 3 void damage over time idols, and then we got 1 shred armor. I'd be willing to take on another shred armor. I do think a trophy's kind of a weird one. So it slows them, increases the duration of time rot, and then the penetration. I think we got kind of a low roll, mid roll, 20 to 25. That's a good amount of penetration. The thing is, the void damage that we're doing with our hammers, it scales with throwing damage. Like, it'll scale with flat throwing damage, which I found very interesting. And since we're doing so much void damage, we're actually healing from the void damage. We're leeching that amount of health, which I thought was cool. It's a great set of combos, bro. Smack them around, get some life back. Yeah, right? There's something I want to check out. I saw the video from... I saw a video from Dread recently, and he did a Void Knight build with a Racing Strike. Okay, so Void Beam is damage over time. Oh... So you turn your Racing Strike into damage over time. Now, it scales with strength. It scales with vitality. So we get a frick... Oh my god. When a Racing Strike kills an enemy, you have a chance to cast Void Beam at their location. Could we handle the mana cost? You know what? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's get rid of yeah, I think with his build, I didn't look at his gear. I'm gonna say no. So, okay, so let's take that because of the cooldown recovery. Let's not take that. Let's take 2 points there. 2 points. Okay, and let's put a racing strike here, and let's see. Now, it seems to be that you need to actually kill enemies to make this work with a racing strike. I don't know how this is gonna... This might not be very harmonious. Oh, I'm going to definitely need that. That might replace my boots right there. Okay, that's kind of cool. Kills the summon. Okay, so if you kill 5 or more enemies simultaneously with a racing strike, you create 4 void beams. I think the main problem is we're just not doing a lot of damage with erasing strike. This might be a good boss killer because against rare enemies or... Yeah, against rare enemies... Oh, thank you so much for 1,000 bits on YouTube, for hitting 500 subscribers on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tilron. I really appreciate it. So if we can kill 3 enemies, we can summon, but we... That's a lot of mana, chat. Okay, let's try this out. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits, Tilron. Yeah, honestly, I don't think this is working out because that was very difficult. Those freaking Gorgons, man. They do so much poison damage right up front. Anything that would give me mana back per kill? No, I have pretty good oh man, this is... See, like, it's kind of useless unless I'm fighting a rare enemy or a boss. Because I don't have enough melee damage because I'm using a wand. I would probably want to use a scepter. Because most scepters have melee damage built into it. Yeah, it's not working out the way I had hoped. Okay, let's keep trying it out, though. My mana regen's pretty good. Okay, let me play around with it. I mean, against those rare enemies, it seems to be doing okay. Yeah, they've definitely dropped. See, I don't know how useful this is since we can't actually kill anything with this. So mana consumed per echo. That's just too high. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Devouring Orb. Yeah, because the damage numbers have gone down. I traded away too many things for a Racing Strike.
Stand down or die.
Yeah. And we're not even back to full power with Devouring Orb.
Stand down or die.
Now we take 1 point here in Rift Caller, and we're back in business, baby.
Stand
Okay. So what do I have on here? Do we need that? Yeah, we actually do need that physical resistance. So I might have to go. Let's see. Can we seal it? We can. Okay. So. Okay. Let's put 1 point of vitality. And then let's put health. Let's just put flat health. Oh. Not looking so hot anymore. Sure, sheesh. Nope. It got bricked. Okay, so wait. Let's mess around with something. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I'm starting to catch on. This might be better than the auto bomber setup that we had for instead of seeking out enemies. Okay. So we have 4 points left. We could put 2 points, and then further 2 points for even more damage. So the way Devouring Orb works, creates a Devouring Orb at target location, which in this case is us, and casts a Void Rift whenever something dies, dealing void damage to enemies around the orb, which is us. So we can also have it ignite. I'm not... I mean, this could be big. We could also do away with it orbiting around us, but then we're constantly having to cast it. I say we take the duration. And then we can have it set up to where it orbits around us and then is doing damage when it's colliding with enemies. So we take 1 point there. We put... it doesn't last that long. Okay, let's try this out, though. I think I like the other one better for Devouring Orb, so... I like the other setup. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I had no potions? F off. No potions again? Really? Oh, great. You drop one after I'm dead. No, really, game. That's amazing. Hey, what up, Waterboard? What up, man? I'm off to bed, but I'm going to TBA you up, bro. I'll catch you next stream. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, man. You take care. Can I get some potions now? Thank you. Oh, and talk to Ket? Yeah, he'll hook me up. Dude. I think the biggest thing that's been very frustrating is I've been encountering so many enemies doing dots ever since I switched off the Eternal Gauntlets. That, honestly though, it could just be I didn't notice it before, and now that I don't have Eternal Gauntlets on, I feel the pain of not having Eternal Gauntlets. Honestly, that could be it. I might just end up having to go back to Eternal. We might actually just go back to Eternal Gauntlets. It's cool to have more damage or more, you know, more penetration. But I think we gave up too much. Because these dots hurt like a mofo. Like, I'm already out of potions again. So in case you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, dots are damage over time. That's the name of the stream, the title of the stream. And we have a couple ways to try and mitigate it, because normally armor does not apply to damage over time at all. But there's these affixes in the game called armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. So the armor that we're getting right here will apply to the defenses. Right now we're only getting 16% from Champion's Regalia. We were also getting some from the Eternal Gauntlets, but we swapped them off in favor of a trophy. Just because of the penetration benefits, but I think we're losing too much. We lost too much armor, and we lost health. We lost throwing damage. It's a lot. So I think we're gonna. A trophy's just super cool, but right now it hurts. So yeah, we'll be attacking a little bit slower, but we should have more defenses. Freaking Gorgons, man. Okay. I just noticed a typo in my title. Oops. VK hams. You gotta watch out for them hams, man. Yeah, we got flying hams. Oops. Yeah, honestly, this does feel a little bit better. I mean, damage-wise, it's like... It's a little bit lower, I think. I think just a hair. But the trade-off in defenses is well worth it. Man, that stinks. I just want to have a build where I can make a trophy work, but I guess the only way I can make it work is if I get like a 4 LP a trophy, and then I slam it with the experimental affix in there. I think with the trophy, we would have been dead back there. Okay, 156,000 favor. Not too bad. Okay, yeah, let's fight Centaur Mooseman again.
This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. Shatter. Behold, the rage of winter. This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way.
Oh my god. All because I needed a health potion. Screw you, Herod. Okay, let's bag this dude. Welcome on in, everybody.
And then
Turn her over and bang. Up the butt. And this is where you need a small knob. Imagine you're holding a tennis racket or a little whisk.
do not stand in my way. Shatter. This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. Behold the rage of winter. Shatter. This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way.
Appreciate it, Tilron.
Rise, my fallen champions. Aid me. Shatter. This is a mercy. Do not step. Shatter. This is a mercy.
I'm out of mana.
Do not stand in my way. Come, sons of Artor, aid me. This is a mercy. Shatter, do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter, do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter, do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Shatter. I did what I must to protect my people.
Shield. Okay. Okay. I think I'm just sick and tired of farming that timeline. That timeline is borderline not good. Okay, so okay, now that we're back in this timeline, I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of dots in that timeline. Let's try a trophy again, because I definitely felt it against Herod. Like, we were definitely doing way less damage to that guy. Like, the first few times we killed him with a trophy, butter. Okay, let's try this out. Because these guys hurt last time I fought them. See if I can kill them faster. Oh, they still hurt. Grab that potion. I need to try and hold on to these and just sustain. Ah. So annoying. When they die, all of a sudden you get showered with all that necrotic energy, and they're already kind of small. Okay, I gotta work them down each. There we go. We got him that time. That is a massive upgrade. Thanks. Oh, so close. Well, we got him on the next one. Okay. Okay, so this is a lot better. I haven't really been liking that timeline a whole lot, so I think I'm going to leave it. We got the Reign of Dragons timeline, which we can get all resistance on. Technically, all resistance would be better than critical strike avoidance, because we already have full critical strike reduction in damage. Only problem is, last time I was in this timeline, we were at 500 corruption. We were just farming the snot out of this boss. Look, 505 gazes. Gee whiz, man. Okay, just for giggles, I already know this is probably not going to work. Let's try fighting the Emperor of Corpses at 500 corruption with this build. Let's give it another shot. You know what? Let's try taking Rebuke. Oh, we barely survived that.
Stand down or die.
Oh, jeez. I mean, we were chunking them like hardcore, man. Yeah, I'm going to have to lower corruption here. I understand I'll probably lose all my gazes. I really don't care. Oh, I got super bad pain. Oh my god. 200? Yeah. Does that also reset our stability? No. And ironically, we maintain our gazes. Okay. Oh, they gain frenzy and haste? Oh, let me. Oh my lord. Sure, we'll give him more health. We'll give him a handicap. Oh, hey, what up, Squeak?
Stand down or die.
What you been up to today, man? Were you streaming? The VK hammered in? Yeah. We're messing around with disintegrating aura on hammers. So we're doing no crits at all. Oh, I got you. Yeah. And streaming at your computer is going to be super hot. Yeah, so the build does not deal any crits. I've actually disabled crits. We have no crit chance. I came up with it on my own, but I know the concept isn't original. I mean, it's hard to have an original concept on a game like this. Like, because disintegrating aura hammers has been around, but like nobody really plays it because it has several drawbacks. At that point, I feel like most people would go play Paladin and they play like bleed hammers over this, but I wanted to try this out because I'm going to be playing Void Knight in the new cycle. It's been performing pretty decent. Excuse me. Did I see the new Void Knight weapon? Yeah. Yeah, I saw the new Void Knight weapon. I actually think it would actually fit into this build really well. I mean, we'd lose the minus on mana cost. This is a borderline generic wand, right? So we would lose the minus that we would get on the mana cost. So Smite for this build would actually have a mana cost. Kind of sucks, but oh well. Yeah, I think it'll run on this build just fine. You know, we'd probably remove like Devouring Orb because Abyssal Echoes, not only is it a DoT spell, but it's one of the most reliable ways to apply Time Rot with hammers, because Void Knight can apply Time Rot pretty regularly, but with melee. So we're trying to apply Time Rot with hammers, and the easiest way to do that is with Abyssal Echoes. That I found, at least, right? So you take Abyssal Echoes, you grab Spell Void damage, right? You get on here, you don't necessarily need damage versus blinded. You don't necessarily need to put all 4 into here, but I found that Embrace the Darkness, I like it, right? So as a Abyssal Echoes now blinds enemies, right? You get a 20% attack speed. You do 20% more damage against blinded enemies. Enemies are blinded when you hit them with Abyssal Echoes, right? Automatically blind, not a chance, just blinds, right? Guaranteed blind. You go down here to Abyssal Tendrils, and while you have Nether Coating, you have a 45% chance to inflict Time Rot on hit. And it doesn't specify what kind of hit. It could be a ranged attack, a spell attack, a melee attack. So this is the main way we apply Time Rot. So that's another DoT, a void damage DoT, right? Blinds. So then we take 1 point in Fragility, which loses the little burstiness that Abyssal Echoes gets. Because typically what Abyssal Echoes is used for, you hit them with the Abyssal Echoes, and then if you hit them with an attack, you immediately cause all that damage over time to hit. like immediately. So you lose that, so you got to wait the full 6 seconds to have all that damage be inflicted. But then you could take 3 points in Crumbling, which increases our damage over time by 24%. It increases, it doesn't increase our damage over time, it increases the amount of damage over time the enemy takes by 24%. Then I take 3 points and Deep Expanse and Corrupting Harness to have a wider range of attack. So here's how we're doing a lot of our void dots, right? So I take 1 point in Rapid Throw. You got to take 3 points in Weighted Hammers. That's fine. Then you take 1 point in Disintegrating Aura. This was the whole basis of the build, was Disintegrating Aura. Your hammers gain Disintegrating Aura, which causes nearby enemies nearby them to take void damage over time. And then here's the kicker. Disintegrating Aura scales with void damage, damage over time. Oh, hey, what up, Dionysius? And throwing attack damage. And I was thinking to myself, wait, throwing attack damage, that's flat damage. So and it'll scale at 125%. So typically with dot damage, it's kind of hard to get flat damage on them unless it's like a spell that scales with flat, like, spell damage. But for Disintegrating Aura, you can get it to scale with flat throwing damage, which I had a ton of gear in my stash that just had flat throwing damage, right? And then Rapid Disintegration causes Disintegrating Aura to do more damage. And then you take less of a mana hit. And then I took 4 points in Ballista to bring my Hammer Throw down to 8. Then I had to take Mana Regeneration. All right. And we're pairing this with a Trophy, which is a rather obscure unique. I'm sure some builds out there use it, but it's really geared for the Void Knight, since the Void Knight, as far as I'm aware of, is the only class that inflicts Time Rot. So it increases the duration of Time Rot. You have a chance to slow, which we don't need, because we already have a chance to inflict slow, but it increases the duration of slow by 136%. The range is 100 to 200, so we got kind of a low roll. And then we also gain 22% damage, dot damage pen against all resistances. So no matter what kind of dot you're running, you will gain penetration with it. So I also have Shock and Ignite on the wand. It's just 2 other forms of dot. The mana regen one, I actually kind of needed it, because I go through a lot of mana with the build. But otherwise, I'm stacking flat throwing damage wherever I can. Flat throwing damage, flat throwing damage. We had a 3 LP Siphon of Anguish laying around, so I was able to slam it, get this nice tier 7 throwing attack speed. We're using Anchor of Oblivion, which gives us a 97% void damage increase. But, I mean, honestly, the only reason why I'm using Anchor of Oblivion is it gives 40% endurance. Our endurance is automatically capped with Anchor of Oblivion. And then I'm just trying to cram throwing damage wherever I can to increase that aura. We'll see if flat throwing damage is worth it, or if just an overall damage over time increase is more worth it. But so far, it's felt all right. These were the gloves we were using before, which had flat throwing damage. But if we use these, we lose the pen. But we also gain health, which we're kind of lacking right now. And damage and armor mitigation also applies to dots. But yeah, that's kind of the basis of the build. Oh, and then I threw on a singularity. So we can't deal crits. It's all right. We weren't really a crit build anyway. Like every once in a while, Smite would crit. That was cool. But I found it to be more worth it to, since we're not focused on crits. So you can apply Time Rot with idols. I don't know if I have any, but Time Rot duration, okay. Oh, there's Sentinel. Okay. But I could get chance to inflict Time Rot. I mean, that is cool. I mean, that's really cool, but honestly, I need the chance to cast Smite. But like, if I wanted to go a route that didn't use Smite and didn't use Abyssal Echoes, I would definitely go for the idols. That's a good pickup, Air Dragon. Right, let's try fighting the boss. What? Dude, we just did that. It literally did not apply that. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, hold up. And we're also kind of celebrating Squeak because we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube and we have been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. So people can become members on YouTube now, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, they said, like, I applied, like, so the day we got 500 subscribers, I applied for the YouTube Partner Program, and they're like, okay, everything checks out. You'll know in about a month. I'm like, okay, makes sense, you know. On Monday, 2 days later, I applied Friday evening. So on Monday, 2 days later, Monday morning, I get the news, you've been accepted. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think what they might have done is they might have like looked at my channel and saw I had 9,000 hours, 9,000 watch hours, and you only need 3,500 subscribers. So I had 3 times the requirement in terms of watch hours before I had the subscribers. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, what? Are you kidding? The dragon was dead. How did I die? Now it's always going to bug me. Was that a pair of Ravenous Void that fell on the ground that I couldn't pick up? I got stunned so many times. Stun, stun, stun. Oh. This is bugged. This is bugged. How do enemies still have frenzy and haste? I've completed 2 echoes. Okay, let me leave. Well, let's see. Let's see. It might be a visual bug. No, it's still there. Okay, let's try and cleanse it. Appreciate it, Air Dragon. You take care, man. Dude, this is gonna suck if this timeline permanently has frenzy and haste. Okay. So that ailment, so these affixes should be cleansed, right? Yes, thank God. Okay, well, apparently that worked. Now let's go fight the boss. This is gonna suck. Well, no, I don't think he's considered a rare enemy. Apparently. Okay, chance to poison on hit, minion resistances, physical damage, poison resistance. Chance to poison on hit could be interesting, but we don't really have any way of scaling that, so we'll keep current. Be right back, chat. Gonna fill up my cup. Curious about something. No, didn't work. Okay. Oh, it did work. Okay, cool. The lurk command worked on YouTube. Nice.
Stand down or die. Stand down or die.
Okay. That was bizarre. I'm gonna keep those gloves just in case. Blade of the Forgotten Knight. Is that 15% cast speed and chance to gain haste on hit? Is it enough to outweigh? Okay. Now, just for the heck of it, let's try out the Forgotten Knight set. Oh, this one looks like it's a lot better. Hmm. 3% critical strike chance will void skills. I mean, this is probably not going to be good. But it would be a chance to inflict time rot. Honestly, let's just leave that off. Oh, yeah, we were getting a lot of necrotic resistance from that. This is just for the heck of it. First thing that comes to mind, we're going to run out of mana real quick. I mean, we're technically not a crit build, but I could put a couple more points here. Huh. I could quite possibly replace. Okay, well, I need those 2 points. I can't believe I'm using a set. It's making you miss your smite hammered in big time.
Hello, traveler.
Right. And that's ultimately why you don't see too many sets in the end game, Dionysius, as you probably are already aware. It's just seeing that you can't really craft on them like you can. The other uniques, they kind of fall off, but you are correct. Where can I lose 1 point? Let's lose 1 point here. I kind of like that. No, let's lose 1 point here. I like that 100% chance. The Void Hammer Knight looks cooler, though. What are you talking about, like with the sword? Well, what does this shield even look like? Let's turn this off. Oh, it kind of looks cool. Oh, yeah. I see what you're talking about. Oh yeah, because they have the they have that glow. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's cool. That's a set item. Okay, let's go back to town. I want to try something out.
Hello, traveler.
So we're going back to no crits. We're gonna put the rest of the points. Oh, really nice. Two staff with helmet. What is that? Halvars? Villatrius, okay. Speaking of Halvars, I think I'm pretty sure. Meteor is converted to lightning. 71% increased lightning damage. 78 mana. 1% shock duration per intelligence. Spell light +1 spell lightning damage per intelligence. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, yeah, it still is. Actually, not too bad. 42% throwing critical strike multiplier while at full health? Only at full health. Yeah, okay, so Ignite has a base of 40 damage. Not gonna lie, chat, this is kind of slapping. I threw this on for giggles. 3% more void damage per stack of Time Rod. Okay. So what if... What if we drop Devouring Orb and we threw on Anomaly? 150% chance to crit, and then we... threw on a Rain with really good crit chance? Because we can't get crit or crit here. I guess we could get crit chance on gloves, though we'd have to give up our current version of a trophy. Okay, let's think about this. So with this, critical strike chance with void skills, 3%. Let's say we found the room. We'd have to give up like 2 points here. We'd have to give up like 2 points here. That sucks, but give up 2 points and we put all... That's a 10%. So that'd be 13 plus 5, so 18% base crit chance. 150% of 18. Okay. Then half of 18 plus... So that would put us at 45% chance to crit with anomaly, max stacks of base crit on smite, and plus an additional 15. Okay, I didn't factor that in. All right. So if we had a ring with like, I don't know, 60% crit. 60% chance to crit. Plus 15. That's 85. Not quite 100. But it's getting up there. We'd have to find another room for crit. We'd probably have to drop this ring too for more crit, and then we'd lose too much throwing attack speed. I think what we're doing is fine. But yeah, that could be a massive amount of like the DPS there. Let's go bully the boss some more. Oh shit. Kill myself. Kill myself again. Kind of modifier, 20% chance to chill. I'm kind of surprised he's one-shotting. Honestly, let's run this.
Stand down or die.
All resistances. Replace. Okay, I'm kind of done farming that timeline. What about the Black Sun? What corruption level are we here? 552. What about Fall of the Empire? We're 623. Okay. Let's drop the corruption here. Down to 300. And then farm this timeline because it's my favorite timeline. So. Honestly, I don't know, like with the current setup of this build, I don't know if we need the time rot duration. Because we're applying time rot so fast. We're actually losing damage on the build potentially because we're not able to cast our spells that much because we run out of mana too quick. Okay, let's try something, chat. Let's try something. Let's go back here. So it's hammers with disintegrating aura, which is a damage over time. Oh, hey, what up, Valkyra? How you doing? Void Storm. That could be a cool name for the build. Actually, that's a really good name for the build. Void Storm. So, yeah. We're using Disintegrating Aura. I actually really like that name. Void Storm Hammer Build. Void Knight. Void Storm. Or just Void Storm. Okay. Void Knight. Void Storm. That's kind of a mouthful. Okay, how about Void Knight or VK Void Storm Hammer Build Guide? I'm gonna have to remember Void Storm. Doing okay, excited for the stuff that was revealed. Oh my gosh, Valkyria. Yeah. Super excited for that.
Hello, traveler.
Okay, so chat, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we get rid of time rot duration because this actually isn't increasing our damage, and we put all 6 points into Future Mind to give us mana regen. Yeah, you want that crab ring? I know, right? Summon crab. I just thought that was such a cool unique. You know? You put on this ring. You know this new mechanic that we're introducing into the game? You know, the evade? Well, you don't get to interact with it anymore. You instead get to summon crabs. Yeah. I don't know. We might regret that. We need at least 1 point in renouncement. Okay, what if we took 1 point out of Void Essence? Yeah, I say we take 1 point out of Void Essence. Future Strike, the damage... No. Let's take 1 point out of Future Strike. 1 point out of that. And we're only going to put 1 point into renouncement. Not even just for the crab. The stats on it are perfect for your build. Oh, heck yeah. I was really interested in that scepter, Valkyra. I was super interested in that scepter that they revealed. That it turns your Void Cleave, which... you've been here before, Valkyra. You know I'm a huge Void Cleave lover. And it turned... you can no longer travel with it, but Void Cleave happens instantly, but it kind of turns your Void Cleave into like a damage over time skill. And the build I'm playing right now is literally just damage over time Void. Okay, so let's mess with this. So we got 10 points, so we could put all 10 points into Future Mind. We could do this. I mean, that 20% mana regen is going to be huge. Huge. It's going to kind of replace... It's going to kind of replace what we had on this wand. Not quite, but it's going to help. Okay, let's go back here. We need to farm for a better buff for shred resistance anyway. Yeah, that Abyssal Scepter, man. That's I was already knew I was going to be cycle starting as Void Knight. You know so little about Void Knight, that's fine. I already knew I was going to cycle start as Void Knight. And it's just as more and more teasers have come out, essentially teasers, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely cycle starting as Void Knight. Like, the vast majority of my build guides have been Void Knight. So this is like the perfect cycle for me as a Void Knight enjoyer. Paladin's been my favorite. But Void Knight, like here's Paladin in terms of like, here's 100%. Void Knight's been like at 98%, right? In terms of enjoyment. I feel like Paladin gets a little bit more versatility because Void Knight has what I'd like to say. What's the word? Like, look at this passive bonus. They get 75% increased melee void damage. Okay, that's cool. Melee. I feel kind of like I'm getting ham-fisted into melee with this guy. Look at this. World Eater. You leech a portion of your melee and void damage. Now, that's cool. I get to leech void damage, but I get the full benefit from this if I'm doing melee void damage, right? But they do got some pretty cool things. But, like, look at this. Melee time rot chance. Keyword melee. Increased melee damage. Increased void damage on melee kill. Increased melee attack speed. Like, it almost... like, I know, like, increased melee void damage. Melee kill threshold. Like, there's just a lot of melee here, which I love. Melee is my favorite. That's why I love Void Knight so much. But I feel like I get a little bit more versatility out of Paladin. You deal increased fire, lightning, and physical damage. Not melee, just damage. Equal to your percent health. Right? So if you're at full health, 100% fire, lightning, and physical. They get nodes like increased spell crit chance, increased throwing crit chance. Right, melee. Which, hey, melee is my favorite. I love playing melee in games like this. That's why I've loved Void Knight so much. But if I ever wanted to do something like this, it feels like I get less nodes to work with. Oh my god, this is just melting. I never thought this build would get so elevated just by using a set, like a full-on set, man. Like, we were doing a lot of damage before, and it made a lot of sense, but for whatever reason, this just feels better.
Down or die.
looks good, this build. It's very visually appealing too, you know?
Stand down or die.
What if we call it Void Storm? Embrace the nothingness. Void Knight build guide. Okay, so I guess we got a couple different ways we can go with the build. We can go crit. At which point I would probably drop these Void over time. Like, don't get me wrong. This Void over time has been very nice. But if we're going crit, we're probably going to want to have more shred armor on head. Drop singularity, of course. Find a way to bump up our crit. At that point, I think the build loses its identity. We're really trying to hammer home the idea that we're doing dots. If I was to drop anything, it'd probably be this shield. Right? Because I got this shield right here. 24% block chance plus 35% block chance. That's a 59% block chance. Whereas we've taken a massive step backwards in terms of block chance. Massive step backwards. Even if we had the 14% on this shield, we've lost a ton of block chance. But the one thing we would lose, we'd lose some of our chance to inflict time rot. Okay. We would lose the more void damage per stack of time rot. Okay.
Stand down or die.
Okay, let's see how fast we can. Oh, this. Get away from the wall. Like, we're doing damage, but the walls are eating the hammers, man. Okay, well, we killed them. Not as fast as I would have liked. Oh, oops. I didn't realize I still had Rebuke on. They hurt. Those soldiers hurt. Give me health potions. They really need to have like a system like Diablo. When you go back to like your home base, you like click on something and you fill up on potions. Going into the next Echo with no potions, I don't like that. Well, especially for me, because it's my only way to cleanse ailments, like dots, ignite, poison, that sort of thing. And we don't have any of that. And well, we can't cleanse it if we don't have any potions. Plus, for whatever reason, this character gets stunned a lot. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night here on YouTube and Twitch. We're going to raid the Curse. This dude is big-time Last Epoch player. He is currently playing other games. Right now he's playing Dota, but he will for sure be coming back to Last Epoch. This dude is knowledgeable about the game. If you got any questions for him, ask this dude, but I got to get some sleep. I got to be at work tomorrow. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you so much for 500 subscribers on YouTube. We are now partnered with YouTube on the YouTube Partner Program. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Peace. All right, YouTube. Thank you for rocking with me today. Appreciate the likes. You guys take care. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Anyway, peace out.